Hari Om. I'm going to speak about the mechanisms that lie beneath the effects of meditation. When you practice meditation, what is exactly happening to your mind, to your brain, and through the brain to your body? A lot of scientific research has been carried out. For many years, the scientists have been working on these mechanisms, and they have come to certain uh, definite ideas as to how exactly the meditation is working. So I'm just going to have a little synopsis, a little uh, compiled data from these various researches. I hope I'm not going to make it too uh, complicated with scientific terms, but I'll try and explain these scientific uh, words in a easier way. The current evidence, compiling, synthesizing all of the researches related to meditation, they point out to a simple direction, and that direction is meditation controls the physical and mental responses to the stress event. There is a stressful situation. In that stressful situation, generally our body and mind both react in such a way that we experience stress, and that stress causes a lot of problems. The stressful situations are there all the time in our life. In fact, every day we experience many different stressful situations. And now the evidence, the scientific evidence says that this stress, this continuous experience of stressful stimuli keeps the body always alert by increasing the heart rate, blood pressure, and this fight or flight or stress response creates a lot of problems for us in our life. All the physical problems that we experience have some connection with stress. Diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases, stroke, autoimmune disorders, neurodegenerative disorders, cancers, arthritis, asthma, allergies, they all have connection to stress. What about the mental disorders? They also have stress as one of the main risk factors. Anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, depression, unipolar or bipolar, schizophrenia also. All of these mental disorders have connection with stress. Now what meditation is doing is meditation is changing the physical and mental response to these stressful stimuli or stressful situations. We get stressed with traffic. If we get stuck in traffic jam, we are stressed. If you are practicing meditation, what is going to happen is you cannot change the situation of traffic jam. But what you can do is you can change the physical and mental response to this traffic jam. So instead of getting stressed, by practicing meditation, you will be physically more relaxed and calm in the traffic jam situation, and mentally also you will be more calm and peaceful during this traffic jam. And that is the main effect of how the meditation is working for our good physical and mental health. The model that is suggested by the researchers is called top-down or neurocognitive model. Top-down approach or neurocognitive model. What is this model about? The model says that the meditation is able to reduce the stress response, the physical and mental stress response, by actually changing the cognitive reappraisal. Now, what is this cognitive reappraisal? It simply means it's a strategy that increases our flexibility in evaluating the stressful situation. How do we look at a particular stressful situation? The traffic jam example that I am discussing. If I look at this traffic jam, oh, I am stuck here, oh, I'm going to be late, oh, it's going to be a big problem, oh, people are going to say, oh, I am late, it's not good, they are going to judge me. This is how we perceive the traffic jam, and then we get stressed. But what is this reappraisal? It means that I perceive this traffic jam in a different way. I am stuck in traffic jam, I'm going to be late. Yeah, but all people in my office, they have gone through traffic jams, so they understand. And look, I tried my best, but traffic jam is not it's not under my control. This is a different perspective. And this is what is cognitive reappraisal. So I am increasing the flexibility while perceiving the stressful situations. And I am looking at the stressful situations in a more positive way. This is exactly what the meditation helps us do. And in turn, what is happening is meditation helps us in emotional regulation, control of our emotions. But the control is not suppression at physical level. It's more of management at your brain and thinking level. And this particular regulation and cognitive reappraisal, they are actually influencing our brain and nervous system activities in a very significant way that we are going to see in the next slides. So this is basically how this meditation is having an effect on stress. Now, if you say the effect on stress, and stress is responsible for all physiological problems and all psychological mental problems, then you can apply meditation to every health condition that you have, whether it's insomnia, sleep problems, whether it is arthritis, knee pain, whether it is cancer, whether it is even an infection, because infections are more affected by the stress levels. So if you can manage your stress, the body can heal itself faster. So at every physical and mental health condition, you can use this meditation. That's what basically this mechanism is telling us. Now, how long it's going to take for the meditation to start having effect on my different body parts or my mind? A lot of studies have pointed out that generally 4 weeks to 8 weeks is what is required for you to see the measurable changes in your physical health and mental health after practicing meditation. But my own research that I am finishing, I even found that even one session of 20 minutes or 30 minutes, minimum 20 minutes of meditation, one single session of meditation can also reduce the stress and the stress response and the stress reactivity, which is a very, very important finding for us, that I am very stressed, but I practice meditation for minimum 20 minutes and I can reduce the stress significantly, which is going to be very helpful in the management of my health. So let's move ahead. These effects of meditation on stress and on connected with the brain have been studied in more details. How is the brain and different parts of the brain are affected? And these are some of the findings that I'm going to present in front of you. A very interesting finding is increased brain GABA levels. What is GABA? GABA is gamma aminobutyric acid. Gamma aminobutyric acid. What is it? What is it doing? It's basically a neurotransmitter. It's a chemical in our brain which is secreted in between the two nerve cells called synapse. And when it is secreted, it basically has a dampening effect, a deactivating effect, and which helps in reducing anxieties, stress, depression, and fear. Many times the GABA is used as anti-anxiety medication. The supplements are given because it does bring a calm state of our mind. Now, instead of these supplements, we can do the meditation because meditation increases the GABA levels. This is a very important finding for us. Many times we realize we cannot really stop the activities of our mind. When there is anxiety, when there is stress, the mind is just running crazy. If you can increase the GABA levels, the mind will slow down. Deactivating effect on these activities, hyperactive parts of our brain. So meditation is a good solution to that. The next effect of meditation is directly deactivating sympathetic nervous system activity. We all understand sympathetic nervous system is stress or fight or flight, and subsequently this sympathetic nervous system triggers the HPA axis. What is HPA axis? Hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. This is the one that results in secretion of cortisol, stress hormone. So if sympathetic nervous system and HPA axis are deactivated, then what is going to happen? It's going to reduce the cortisol level. The problem with the stress is the increased cortisol level. Stress is not bad if the cortisol comes back to normal soon. The problem is the cortisol stays high for very long, and that's when the cortisol starts damaging our body systems and body organs and arteries and nerves and brain areas such as hippocampus. So it's the cortisol, that is the longer duration of cortisol, that is what is damaging. And meditation brings it down. So there's another reason why we should practice meditation. Of course, meditation, if it brings down the cortisol level, certainly the blood pressure, heart rate, it's going to decrease. And if the cortisol levels are low and if the stress is low, then certainly the inflammatory markers such as cytokines, CRP, the C-reactive protein, or IL-6, interleukin 6, they are reduced. Now, what are these inflammatory markers? They represent higher inflammation in our body. When we get injured, if we get hit on our arm, then there is a swelling. That's an inflammation. But that is acute swelling, acute inflammation, temporary inflammation. It will go down within 2 or 3 days. But in our body, there is systemic inflammation, which we really can't see because it's everywhere. And this systemic inflammation is a serious warning. The body is giving us a warning that there is something wrong. This is chronic inflammation also, and it's often associated with obesity. And when it comes to obesity, all the obesity related diseases come: heart diseases, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, arthritis, even the bowel diseases like Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. It means the inflammation in our colon. They are all connected with this higher levels of inflammatory markers. Now the studies are pointing out that meditation actually decreases this inflammatory cytokines, which is a very, very important application of meditation. So we are basically saying that meditation is influencing the systemic inflammation, which otherwise is very hard to control. And that's why we find it very hard to control diabetes or reverse the heart diseases. Of course, our lifestyle, the food and sleep and physical activity, also brings down inflammatory markers. But meditation has also shown to be very effective in doing that. Now, connected with our psychological qualities, emotions and thinking and our perceptions and how we perceive things, certain very good effects of meditation have been recorded. For example, meditation increases self-compassion, self-esteem, trait mindfulness, and metacognition. What are these words? Let's go step by step. What is self-compassion? It means we treat ourselves with kindness. We love every aspect of our body and mind. Whatever negative aspects, even if we have them, we don't hate ourselves. Many times when we see our negative habits, we hate ourselves. That's not self-compassion. Self-compassion is loving us unconditionally. If you are trying to make changes, improve yourself, support it. But don't create a negative feeling. And self-compassion has a lot of healing value. It also improves the quality of life, makes one happy, experience positivity. So self-compassion is very important. Meditation increases that. Then trait mindfulness. It's a trait. It's basically a quality that people develop over a period of time after practicing meditation. What is it? It's an ability to maintain the present moment awareness, which is very important. Most of the times we are in the past, feeling guilty, feeling angry, feeling bad, feeling sorry, anxious, and then many times we are in the future, thinking of future, feeling anxious, feeling stressed. Present moment awareness is very important to get rid of these negative feelings that come because of the past thinking and future thinking. And that is very important achievement of meditation. You are in the present moment. Then the next is metacognition. When I'm thinking, I'm not really aware of the overall thinking process. I'm just aware of one particular thought, but I don't really notice the patterns. In the whole morning, whole morning, what did I think? I don't remember. I just remember the last thought that I have, and that is causing me stress or anxiety. But I haven't seen that, okay, the last few days I have been thinking on this subject. Many times we have little awareness about this, but meditation develops this awareness and gives us a bigger picture of our thinking process, which is again a very, very important aspect, because then we can actually have a bit more control over our cognition, knowledge of what is happening, and then control over it. And the next is self-esteem. It's lacking in many of us, and that's what is responsible for our anxiety or our depression. Many times people also say some things and then that makes us sad, because we really don't have confidence in our own abilities or our own worth. And this is self-esteem that also increases with practice of meditation. Then meditation improves attention regulation. Attention is the ability to focus, think, retrieve, get this information, remember this information from our memory and past experiences and from our deeper unconscious states of our mind, retrieve it, and then solve our problems. Attention regulation is extremely important when it comes to solving problems, and meditation improves that. Along with attention regulation, meditation also improves emotional regulation. And memory also. There are two types of memory: working memory and recognition memory. Working memory is a short temporary memory where we hold the information and that we use for our decision making and how we are going to behave. Now, if working memory is improved, then we can have larger information and then our decisions and our behavior will be better. And this is a very, very clear effect of meditation. And this is exactly what differentiates me and Buddha. Buddha's working memory must have been fantastic. That's how he can see the pictures in so much more clarity. And that's how his teachings, his words, his behavior was so inspiring that even after 2500 years, we respect Buddha's teachings and we thank him for bringing all these wonderful things to the mankind. So this is a very, very crucial aspect of meditation. Working memory. Also recognition memory. It's the ability to recognize previously encountered events, objects and people. If I can remember so many more events, then I will have a better clarity. I will be able to differentiate, discriminate, connect with people, objects, and it will help me make right decisions. So improvement in memory is a very, very important benefit of meditation. Now, emotion regulation. What is emotion regulation? Emotion regulation is about not letting the negative negative emotions dictate us, and we are able to maintain the inner peace irrespective of the emotional experience. And this is a very, very important benefit of meditation. It's the negative emotions that affect us. The stressful situations bring negative emotions, and these emotions such as anger, such as sadness, such as guilt, they are the ones that affect us and they bring our quality of life down and they make us suffer. So emotion regulation, attention regulation, improvement in working memory and recognition memory, they are some of the best benefits that we can get from meditation. This attention regulation, one more point is, it's very important for us in learning, in our mood. Very, very important. Emotion regulation, very important in our physical, mental health. So these findings are very valuable for us to motivate us to do more meditation. Meditation also increases the subjective experience. Now, what is this subjective experience? It is basically a state of mind showing that all subjective phenomena are associated with a single point of view. Now, if that single point of view is a positive perspective, then we can start looking at all the subjective things that are happening, the phenomena that are happening. We can look at it from a positive perspective. This is very important again. The next is increased body awareness, resulting in increased self-regulation. Body awareness and self-regulation is nothing but ability to effectively control our own behavior. Now, this is again a very important aspect. Many times we can't really have uh, control over our own behavior. Just go and smoke, just go and drink alcohol when we know it's not good. Now, if you can achieve this self-regulation, which is a direct result of meditation, it is going to be very helpful. Of course, meditation is been found to be effective in reducing anxiety, stress, depression. This is what exactly I'm discussing through all these slides. Now exactly what is happening in the brain when you practice meditation? There are definitive changes in neural activity. Now what is neural activity? This is very important, very essential for formation of neural networks or neuronal circuits as they are called. And they are also, these neural activities are also affecting the developmental processes like neurogenesis, regeneration of nerves, and how the cells will function, how the cells will die. Everything very crucial to our brain health is neural activity. And meditation is bringing positive changes to this. Then second important thing, very again important thing that is found is meditation is bringing neuroplastic changes. Neuroplasticity is the ability of our brain to change over a period of time. And meditation is changing the brain for positive. Especially these changes are found in limbic system. Now what is limbic system? Limbic system is where you experience, it's a primitive, more primitive part of our brain where the stress reaction is taking place more. Say example here I give you is, say depression is caused by neuroplastic changes in the limbic system, and that's why once a person is depressed, it stays for very long time because there are certain permanent changes that are taking place. Now the thing is you have to reverse these changes, and meditation can do that. So this is a very, very important aspect. So meditation can change your brain for positive. Then there are changes found in basal ganglia. Now basal ganglia is related to control of our body's movements. Movements, very important. Its basal ganglia is located in the center of our brain. It's different nuclei, different centers together. They are called basal ganglia. So they also have a role in our executive functions like planning, decision making. Then our behavior and emotions. So basal ganglia is a very important part of our brain, and there are changes, positive changes in this area. Positive changes, I mean the size increasing, the activity is increasing in this area, which is very helpful. Then the next area is the medial prefrontal cortex. Now this is the area that consumes the highest energy in the brain. So extremely important area. It is connected with attention, our habits, again decision making and memory. So medial prefrontal cortex is a part of prefrontal cortex, frontal lobe, very important in thinking, in memory, in decision making, habits, planning. And there are positive good changes in this part also. Then there is another area called anterior cingulate cortex. It is more related to our attention, emotions and mood. And positive changes are seen in this area also. Then the next area of the brain is called insula. Insula is generally connected with interoception. Means our awareness of our internal body functions such as heart. Are you aware of your heart rate? What's your heart rate? Can you feel it? What is the state of your uh, uh, digestion? How is your breathing rate? All these are internal activities. Many times we are not aware of it. But interoception is the ability to be aware of this, connected with awareness of these body functions. The higher the interoception, the better it is. Then we can have more control over our emotional responses, because when you get angry, you realize your heart rate is increased a lot. But if you start paying attention and if you are aware of it, then it will go down faster. So this insula showing more activity, and more improvement, positive changes in insula as a result of meditation is a very good thing again for us. And then the next part is amygdala. Now amygdala many of us know as the emotional center. It's connected with stress. The first stress reaction, it starts in amygdala. If the amygdala is getting calm using meditation, that is a great achievement for us. And probably this is how the stress deactivation of stress response starting from amygdala. So these are the various effects of meditation on the brain. And finally we acknowledge all these contributions of various authors and researchers who have done wonderful work of finding out exactly how the meditation works. So many studies that people have done, so many reviews people have done. So it's really wonderful to see all these insights into the science of meditation.